It's the beginning of September, so you know what I do every month. That's right, I look back at the previous month real estate market. That's what I'm talking about today. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21, List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So it is the beginning of September, so I'm going to look back at August and compare it to July, see if there are any trends. And again, if you're new to this, I'm just looking at the 5 zip codes of South Tampa. So that's 33606, 609, 611, 616, and 629, right? The peninsula of Tampa, that's what I'm looking at. So, and I'll put my chart up here just so you can follow along. So take a look at active listings, and you can say, oh, Joe, active listings are up. Yeah, by 3. And put in perspective, if you go back 4 years ago, we were at 2,500, 2,400 active listings. Now we're at 500. So still very low inventory. So active listings is inventory, right? What's on the market? What's on the shelf that we can sell? Only 500. How about new people or people putting their home on the market, new listings? And you can see this is up. It's still below average. Average is about 250. We are up from last month. So that's a good sign. But look at sales. Sales also went up. No, sales went down. I'm sorry. Sales went down by 15. So if you think more people put their home on the market, there are less sales, inventory goes up. And we saw that slightly. Here's the key figure. Well, let me, before I move on, sales, just talk about sales, right? There's demand out there, right? So if you think, oh, interest rates are too high, people aren't buying homes. Well, just in South Tampa, 225 people bought homes in South Tampa, even at these higher rates, even at the higher home values, people are still buying homes. And you say, well, you know, there's less buyers out there. Well, take a look at what's happening. The days to sell, right? You put a house on the market. What's the median? 10 days. Now, granted, if we go back to 2021, if we go back a couple years, it was 7 days, 5 days. But here, 10 days, but still very quick. My broker, Craig Beggins, would say we've gone from Mach 4 to Mach 3, right? So it's still very fast. Not as fast as it was, but still very fast. But the pressure on buyers, you know, you no longer have the opportunity to say, oh, well, let me take a look at other homes and other homes. You still have to decide very quickly. There are still homes getting multiple offers. Now, that multiple offers signifies that there is demand for homes. Again, is the home price right? Is it in good condition? Is it in a good neighborhood? Right? So those are the essentials to a home selling quickly. I know there's a home in my neighborhood that's overpriced by $500,000. And it's been on the market for a while, and I think it will be on the market for a while. So just know if you're in a position that you want to sell your house, talk to a professional. Let us work out. We call it a strategic price, right? That we look at other homes in the area, what they've sold for, how quickly they sold, the condition of your house, and then we can give you a good idea of what it could sell for and how quickly it could sell. So we look at sales. We had 225, and on median, they sold in about 10 days. Look at the median price, and you can say, Joe, look, home prices are down $70,000, $75,000. Well, yes, but I always say this is the caveat. I have not dug deeper into these homes to see, are they new homes? How old are the homes? What's the condition of the homes? Are they just two-bedroom homes? I'm just putting out pure numbers, right? So the price of the home really depends on how new it is, what amenities does it have, the size, does it have a big yard, things like that. Here's the other key figure is the ratio of what a home sold for to what it was originally priced at. And you can see we're still at 98%. So, if I list the home for $500,000, well, 9% of that is $490,000. So it's people who are expecting a big, if you call it a correction or a crash, that $500,000 home will sell for $400,000. That's not happening because the demand is out there. The buyer demand is out there. Plus, if I want to sell, here's the thinking, right? I want to sell my house. My neighbor across the street sold their house for $500,000, and my house is just like theirs. Then I think I should get $500,000. And if somebody comes in and says, "I'll give you $400,000," I'll say, did you even do your homework? Right? So to really value properties, you have to look at what the market is doing overall. That's kind of why I do these videos every month, just to let you know what the market's doing, both price-wise, time-wise, inventory-wise. Talking about inventory, look here, months of inventory. We're still at 3. Now, if we go back to 2021, we were under 1 month of inventory. Well, we were within 14 days of inventory. Homes were selling that quickly, and there weren't that many homes on the market. Now we're at 3 months, but again, that is a seller's market. Again, if you think 12 months in a year, anything 6 months or less is a seller's market. The price acceleration, the speed of acceleration depends on how close you get to zero, right? The closer you get to zero, the faster prices accelerate, which we saw in 2021, right? When homes were selling, but we had 14 days of inventory, home prices were going up 3% a month. And average is about 3% per year. But in this area, we haven't seen that in a while, right? Home prices have accelerated pretty quickly. Let me talk a little bit just about interest rates, and I may do a video in a couple of weeks just more about the economy in general. Interest rates came out yesterday, and they dropped again just a little bit. It's still over 7, like 7.16, somewhere around there. This is the 4th week in a row that those mortgage rates are above 7%. Now, again, over a 50-year history, the average mortgage rate is 7.5 over 50 years. Well, over the past 20 years, the average is between 5 and 6. So we've gotten used to the last few years of very low interest rates. Now we're getting back. And I truly believe interest rates, mortgage rates will balance out between 5 and 6%. So if you're a buyer, you're just going to have to figure that on what you can afford. And if you have questions about that, reach out to me. Go to my website, send me an email, and say, Joe, my budget can fit $2,500. What can I afford? And I'll give you a rough estimate, right? But because you have to start somewhere, and that's why I tell my buyers, get pre-approved. That's the first step. Talk to a mortgage lender, get pre-approved. That way we know how much of a house you can afford, and that really saves us time in narrowing the search. Instead of looking at everything and then finding out you don't qualify for that mortgage. So number one, get pre-approved. Watch the interest rates. I talked to somebody yesterday and they said, oh, do I need to watch interest rates? I said, yes, you absolutely have to watch interest rates. So if you're a buyer, and we've said this in our brokerage, and I've seen other outfits say this, you marry the house, but you date the mortgage. So because inventory is so low, if you find a house and you say, I really like that house, well, buy it, right? And yes, interest rates are higher. Well, if interest rates come down, and let's say, so right now they're at 7, so let's say they come down at 6, and you figure out that it's financially worth it for you to refinance, you can do that. Navy Federal Credit Union makes it easy, but other lenders will refinance your loan to lower the interest rate. So that's why I say you date the interest rate, you date the mortgage rate, because as mortgage rates change, you can refinance. So if there's a house you really like, now here's my caution. Don't buy a house to buy a house. Then you get in there and say, I really shouldn't have bought this, right? That's buyer's remorse. If the house is what you want, buy the house, then you can refinance. Anyway, thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you have questions, reach out to me, joebrownc21.com. I've offered to several people, and they've taken me up on it, to create I talked about the strategic price analysis, also a CMA, comparative market analysis. I can do a personalized one for you. Just let me know. Check out my website. You can read my blogs. You can search for homes, read more about me and my background. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.